the caption did say I was going to be a catfish, so here we are. My hair is super greasy. I'm actually going to go shower it now before I even start the video. But I'm going to take you from this to this. Hello, so excuse my wet hair. I've just went in with the Pixie Glow Tonic just to kind of take excess oil and dirt off my skin. I personally do not moisturise. I find it becomes way too slippy. It doesn't have enough time to sink into the skin. If you are going to moisturise, leave it 15 minutes minimum before your makeup. You need it to sink in, and even still I'd go in with a tonic and take the excess off. I just personally don't moisturise. I'm too oily for that shit. It melts off. New love is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. With this one I really like it because it's moisturising but it's also mattifying in a very slight way. I hate silicone. And I use my hands for primer. It just warms it into the skin a bit better. So pump here, and pump at the top. I focus a lot on my cheeks at the minute because I wax my face, so not a lot of foundation sticks there for long, and I do find primer helps that. I do a tiny little squish for my nose because ever since I fell on my face, my nose skin is a bit different. It's because it's scar tissue, I think, so I just put a little focus on that to keep it on. It's a lovely primer. I did review it in my Cult Beauty BeautyBay haul thing. It's kind of like a gel feel, and then it goes tacky, which I really like. I find that really holds on to the foundation. You can use whatever primer suits your skin. If you're super dry, go for like the Inglot SPF. If you're super oily, go for your Urban Decay De-Slick primer. It just depends on what your skin is. Primer's personal preference. They'd be my top 3. So as a glowy base, I do this so it gives the appearance of glowy without you sweating it off. You can either go in with the Makeup Atelier. This is the FLV2. It is more of a tan shade. They do have a paler one, so pick your colour. Or the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. I never wear this on its own. I wish I could, but I look like a chip pan if I do. So this is the shade 3 Light Medium. Whatever you want, I pick and choose. I'm going to go with this one today. This one is a waterproof foundation, and I do find it holds up a little bit better than the Charlotte Tilbury, because the Charlotte Tilbury is a really dewy foundation. Whereas this is waterproof, it says. I don't know, I've never tried that out, but you know, actually it rains enough in Ireland and it's not came off. So I use a brush so your hand doesn't turn into the Tin Man. I use it as a base. You can mix in with your foundations, you can wear it on its own. This one does have a nice enough coverage. It's just way too shiny to be wearing it on its own. So then for foundation, I love matte foundation. Matte foundation is my best friend. It's all I wear. I wouldn't go out like this because it would be even oilier by the end of the day. If I am super dark, like I mean like so Sue Me Ultra Dark, 2 layers of it not washed off, I go for Urban Decay. I actually don't know what this one's called. All Nighter. I can't read the fucking bottle. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter, and it's in the shade 6. You will swatch it and think, is it dark? It does. It oxidizes like a wee bitch. So definitely don't go darker than the shade. Just literally swatch it and walk around the shop and see how dark it goes. I am a little bit paler today. You can't see it with the sun, but I've just tried to exfoliate some off. Inglot HD foundation. What a babe. If you're on the channel, you've seen me use this a million times, so I'm not going to use it today. It's also a little bit dark for me. This is the shade 77. It is perfect for tan. If you're dark, ultra dark a little bit, you might have to bronze it up. A light tan, I'd maybe go for 76 in this, but 77 Inglot HD foundation is brilliant. Carter Beauty is a great dupe for it. Inglot HD will literally last you through rain, sweat, blood, tears. I don't care. I've wore it for every big event of my life. I literally wore it for my 21st, my graduation, communions, all day things. I've slept in this. I've even been to A&E and wore it for 2 days. A lot of people struggle with it. The 2 things I can say about these is blend them. If you leave them to dry, they do go patchy in places because they're so full coverage and so matte that if they dry in the wrong places, like if you haven't blended them, they can be a bit darker and then patchy. This is really good, by the way, if you have recently waxed your face like myself and you need a foundation to really stick to areas that are not sticking well at all. This is really good. This would be more my day-to-day foundation, but I do wear it on nights out, and none of them I've found have flashback. So I use this little Penny's angled brush to apply my foundation. Anything that's kind of dense and like a bit fluffy at the same time, like it's not as stiff as the brush I just used for the glowy product, so I find this really nice. And I just pat on my foundation. This is because my skin texture is bananas since I've literally waxed, nailed and shaved and done everything bold to my skin. I also find it gives fuller coverage. It covers your spots really well. I wouldn't really be one to conceal my spots because one, I cannot be arsed, and also my foundation does the job, which it should. It should cover your imperfections. And obviously this is not my colour, so we're going to bring it to my neck. This is just a lovely foundation, especially because you can see the glow through it ever so slightly. That's why I think it's really nice to add the little glowy products underneath. So once you've just patted that all in, obviously I'm darker on the face, so we're going to conceal that now. Relax. I pat until it's dry. I find it gives more coverage. It like sets it on itself. It doesn't need the powder to necessarily set it. I do go in with powder though, I'm not absolute bananas. And I just pat everywhere, just until you see that it's drying and it's not tacky and you can feel your brush isn't wet anymore. Go in with small pumps, you can always build it up. Same with like the other foundation that I mentioned. If you do struggle to blend with them, smaller is better. You can always blend the smaller patches. For concealer, I would usually use Can't Stop Won't Stop by NYX. It's the shade Light Ivory. It's really pale, lovely for brightening and looking really awake, but it's all gone. And we're going to use the Match Perfection by Rimmel. It's really close to the Tarte Shape Tape in the sense that it's really liquidy, and it's quite full coverage. It's the nearest dupe I've found in Ireland, so, and it has a little brush. It's really handy for nights out if you want to take it out with you, because you can brush it on and then use your finger to fix it. And I just do the basic ass bitch triangles. It does self-set as well, so just work kind of a little bit quicker with it. You can use a sponge. I do interchange. This is here is the Real Techniques one, but I actually would prefer a smaller brush. I've just been using this for the past week or so, so we is using it today. And again, pattern method. Start on the outside, it helps blend into your foundation. If you think it's too harsh, always just go back in with your foundation brush and just dot along the edges. I go in with a similarly shaped brush and Laura Mercier translucent powder. You can, however, use the Air Spun translucent powder. They're the exact same, it just depends on your budget. This one's just nice. And this is just to set underneath the eyes while I'm doing on top. Next, I'm going to move on to brows. I do these horrifically on myself, so be warned. Right, so as you're zoomed in, let's hope I don't just do this the whole time and block the camera. Inglot Brow Gel, best brow gel of life. I go in really messy because who cares? A bit of Duraline in the pot and just go. I don't have any top on my brow really, as you can see. So I give the illusion I do. Because my eyelids seem to sweat more than I ever thought they did. I like the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot for the lids. I know people like P. Louise base. If you're into that, go for it. I find the P. Louise base is great. It's just too wet for me for a whole night. Like, I'm telling you, this makeup will last you 24 hours. So with the brows, just flatten your brush down with some soft ochre, and then you just pat on the rest of the lid. Obviously be careful, you've got powder underneath here. You don't want to make it all like coagulated. I'm taking the brush that literally I use underneath the eyes with no new product, just to lightly tap, because I don't want to set the eyes. Soft ochre would be quite matte. It would be okay on its own, you don't need to really set it. This will just set a little bit of the brow bone, which I don't personally put highlighter and stuff on. I find it looks really weird on my face, but if you do like it, put it on. And also while we're moving on to the skin, it's not going to crease on me. I love the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is American, however, so I don't know how the fidoodle you get it here. This is the shade 20 Light Medium. It's really nice. It's not got too much flashback, but it's not too mattifying. This is kind of like a flat powder brush. It's lovely because I just tap. I just find if I go straight in and go like swiping, it might move any foundation that hasn't properly set itself. So just lightly pat on a little tiny layer and then you can dust. Next up, we're going to do a little contour. I like bronzier shades. I don't like ashy tones. I think they make me look dead. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Saddle Bronzer. It is lovely, and I just use a smaller, more precise angled brush. This brush's collection was so good. It was from Penny's. It's silver tipped. If you find them, buy all of them. If you are more on the tan side, bring this one up to your forehead and do the bronzing with this if you want, but I just use it for contour. I do these weird faces to find my cheekbones. Same thing, Penny's brush, it's so good. It's a little bit more pointed. We're going to just go on top of where we've just placed that. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Don't forget your nose, it gives a more even kind of distributed bronze look. And then down the side, I don't do my jaw, I think it gives me a beard, so I personally shave my face enough to know I don't want a beard. And then the forehead, because my mammoth forehead needs to come back down. Now for blush, the thing that everyone is bloody scared of, but you know what, blush makes a look, so wear blush. I love MAC's Extra Dimension blushes, they're beautiful, they've got a bit of a sheen in them. So I'm using the shade Cheeky Bits. If you can find Telling Glow, it is the most beautiful shade ever of any blush of life, so get that. But I think it got discontinued because everywhere I've tried they do not have it in stock. What's new, MAC discontinuing all the nice products. And then I'm going to go in with this MAC palette. Unfortunately, I think it is Christmas limited edition. If you can find it, get it, it's really handy. It's got a light and a dark highlighter, a bronzer and a blush. But this blush topper is lovely. You can wear it on its own, but I find it doesn't have a lot of base colour. It is more just a shimmer. See the way it gives that little sheen there, which is just lovely. Shows up really nice in flash photography as well, or even just, you know what, any photos I've got with this on. You can actually see it more than my highlighter sometimes, and it's so nice. It's looking a bit dark in here. Let me open a window. Oh, the ring light is off. So that was no good. I forgot to put my flipping ring light on, but there you go. You can see the blushes there. For highlighter, honestly, you can use, I change up highlighter probably the most. I don't stick with a certain one all the time. I love Anastasia's Amrezy highlighter. I love Doll Beauty's Shine Bright. Jouer's Skinny Dip and Tan lines are lovely together. But today I'm just going to show you a double whammy. I've definitely used this a million times before, but it is the Illamasqua Epic Highlight. It's really big, so I'm just trying to get through it, to be honest. It's a bit more frosted than it is sparkly shine, kind of like the blush, so it just helps mesh the highlighter and bronzer together. And then I do this one on the nose, inner corner, then your cupid's bow, and then above the brows. I don't do the middle of the forehead because my oily face will produce that anyway. So we're going to go in with Becca Champagne Pop. If you be more acne prone or have a lot of texture or like congestion on your skin, this doesn't show it at all. It's really nice. And I just put that at the peaks of my cheek and above my thing. And now I'm going to zoom you in to my eyes. Before I completely and utterly forget, I'm going to go in with the clear brow gel and just set my brows into place. For eyes then, as you can see, I've done one eye. I just haven't added lashes. I am going to be using the Kaylee and Susu palette. It is so good for on the go. Big whopper mirror as well on it. Gonna go in with the shade Saviour. It is her medium brown. So we're going to use this as our light blend. Please go light-handed with this. You can build it up and get almost like 2 shades out of it. I start on the outer corner using circular motions. This just gets it into the little crevice. Then I start sweeping it across a bit more. Still doing little spirals, but also bringing windshield wipers into it as well. I like my blend above the crease because I have quite small eyes, so to make my eyes look bigger, I blend on it. And I have a lot of brow bone space, I may as well get use of it. This is the Buff and Blend BB22 brush. It's really nice, small and fluffy. Always start where the darkest part of your eye is going to be, so if you do mess up, it's okay. It's already going to be dark there later on. Then I'm going to bring it underneath. I'm using the same brush. I like a low blend underneath my eyes. I feel like it hides my eye bags. And when I add mascara, it doesn't actually look that low. Then I'm going to take a smaller, more like pencil fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M507. And I'm going into Prophecy, which is the darker brown. And again, on the corner. Starting there, doing little circular motions. Little product, blend it, add more if you need to. And then I'm sweeping just a little bit over halfway in the crease. I don't want to bring it up too high, the blend, because it's not that dark. I don't like my eyes being too dark on nights out. Going underneath, starting on the outside and blend it in, because we won't make it the whole way across with the dark. I like the kind of almond eye effect. For the lid then, I'm going to go in with another palette. You can use, she has 1996 in it, which is that brown sparkle. You can use that if you want. I'm going to go into the Carter Beauty Cherry Bomb Mix Face Palette and use this shade here. Is the shade Spark. I'm using it with my finger. And as you can see, I have acrylics on, so I can't get everywhere I want it. I can't get on the inside. I can't get the blend higher. So I'm just putting a load of product on. And then I go in with a little stumpy little brush. And I go in with Spark on the brush and I just soften out. We're going to go in with the Kiko 04 eyeliner. Start on the outside, on the tip of it, and draw to about halfway. Then I'm taking the little brush we were using for the dark brown and I'm just softening that out. Because it is a bit more of a creamy product, it blends really easy, but I am going to just set a little bit of Prophecy on top of it. It is a sparkly liner, which I love. I just think it adds to the whole kind of soft glam look. Then to go up a little notch and be a little bit bougie, we're going to use the glue technique, which I've mentioned somewhat. I will do a video for the glue technique on both cut creases and soft glam, but here's a little sneak peek of it. Taking my duo glue and squeezing it just a little bit. And I'm using Inkblot 54 Body Sparkles. It's the most beautiful shade ever. If you need any glitter in your kit and don't want to buy anything else, buy that. I take a small little brush. If you have a fluffy brush you don't care about, use that. Again, I'll touch on that on a video that I'll do on the glue techniques, because a lot of people always find it mad that I use glue to stick down glitter sometimes. But I'm just dotting this. Do not look up, otherwise your eyelids will stay together. This will just ensure your glitter stays on all night. It can literally not even be cried off. So and then I'm going to put some mascara and some lashes on. I love the Essence Get Big Lash. I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and the lashes I'm going to put on are the 730 from Baby Doll. They're my favourite lashes ever. They're big the whole way across, so it makes my eyes look more doe eye. Because I find if I wear like a small to large lash, sometimes it kind of looks like my eyes are quite small. So once you have your lashes on, for lip then I tend to go for the same. It's a pinky nude. It's Brave by MAC. I'm going to go in with a brown base liner. This is Makeup Talk by Morphe. Really good. Another dupe for it would be Rimmel's Cappuccino, is a little bit darker, or 854 by Inglot. They're all the top ones. Then in with Brave. I found the brown lip liner just neutralises the pink tone a little bit. And then for lip gloss you can use any colour. NYX Creme Brulee is lovely. The Become a Butterfly from Zoeva. Stella by Anastasia. Literally any gloss will suit this. Even Essence's clear gloss is lovely. I'm just going to use one of the ones that I actually got in the last haul but I never got to use on camera. It's the Sparkle Lava from Anastasia Beverly Hills mini gloss set. So that is the finished look. I am going to set it into place. I always do this. My favourite setting spray is the L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist. They have changed this, and I just hold it from a distance and close my eyes and let it dry. If you touch it, it will take off your foundation. I just give it a good shake as well, just to make sure all the product's out. And that's it. That's the finished look. It's super easy. This takes me no more than half an hour. I'd wear it on nights out, especially because it does last forever. It's not got any wild colours. You can wear it with most look. It's just all around, I just think, a lovely makeup look for a lot of different occasions. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and thumbs up and all that jazz. Subscribe. I weekly vlog. You can go check that out. I've got like 27 weeks behind me. Enjoy.